Hello everyone. Today in this video I'm going to show you a quick tip on how to clean these edges on my mesh right here. So while you're seeing that it's very distorted and have this low and high frequencies, and it just looks like it's just not smooth enough to create a good solid. So let's see how I can fix that. First I'm going to go to edit my mesh. So it's just starting like that, and I can just let me just remove this box. I'm going to press on edit mesh right here to get to editing my mesh, and I'm going to start to deleting these bad sides. So these bad sections here must be deleted. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller with my bend selection activated and make this just smaller. Okay, that looks great. And I'm going to delete this contour around it. Alright, it doesn't have to be exactly on the edge, so I'm gonna delete this. So that's the first step, just like a manual contouring, deleting unnecessary areas. And let's go to the next step, and it's just applying, and go to bar surfacing menu, and I'm going to insert a face. Alright, so I'm going to go to box mode, click apply, and I'm going to move this here like that and start manipulating it. Okay, like this, just rotation. And let's start putting it on the edges. So I'm going to manually create a surface or multiple surfaces around this edge manually, and should be smoothing enough the edges. So like that, maybe just a little bit bigger, and it should moving around my body. Let me just make sure it's just exactly on the surface. Okay, and I'm gonna easily extruding like this. Right, so that should be on the edges of the surface, and if I just go to the subject mode, you can see without the reference mesh that my edges now are just smooth enough. And I'm gonna uncheck this, show my reference, go to here, that should be like creased here, and that should be smooth, and let's make this also creased. Alright, so something like this. And let's go to the next step. I'm going to get my constraint mesh unchecked here. So I just want to select this area only, and I'm going to go back side like this, backward. Now since we got here, we're gonna do the same to the other edges. So we can see this edge, just a little bit of adjusting here, and I'm gonna select this full side like this and make a little bit of edge here. Let me turn on the transparency. Okay, we just don't need to go that much, maybe till here. And for the front, I'm gonna select my edges like this. Now extrude, or I can just pull it a little bit forward like that, not too much. Okay, and lastly this one. Okay, so actually we can delete this, it's unnecessary, and maybe this one also. And let's select this contour and make sure it's constrained. Alright, so it's now fully constrained, and the next step is inserting manual faces. So let me first go to Tools, Bar Surfacing, and Options. Get the reference mesh push back so I can see my mesh. Let me uncheck the Z buffering. Alright, exactly like this. So it's now more clear to see. Now from this side here, I'm gonna select these 5 edges with these 5 edges, and I'm gonna bridge between them, make like, alright, so maybe it's something like this, and okay. Now let's move with the mesh flow here. So this side looks like this from here, and it's extended, I think, right here. Let me give it a little bit of edge here. Make sure constraint to mesh is activated. But I can press here and make this constrained like that. Or let me go back and make this as like a fillet. So from here to here, and make a bridge and give it like, let's add some of the edges. So until here, and make sure it's just, oops, okay. And let's keep going until we get to here. I'm gonna make this from this like that, and this one with this one, and merge them. Okay, you can make some adjustments here. Alright, now from here, select any edge and quad fill. So it's now just happened. And from this here, you can see it's the same. I need to keep the flow of the mesh. So it's just like that. And maybe we can make this with this one with this one, add an edge here, and quad fill. Let me just connect this and make the quad fill from here, so it's going to be more clean. Okay, now let's flip this edge from the bar surfacing menus, pen edge, and here we go. Have to make sure also those are constrained. Okay, so it's purple, that means this are constrained. Now let's keep going. This one is this one, and quad fill here, quad fill here. Now, since this is a mirrored board, I can make a simple trick here, and it's just get the center of the part. So let's assume we just gonna make a big planar surface. Let's pick it from here, and I'm gonna make this one bigger. Make sure it's just flat from the edges. And I'm going to make my board started from here. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is hiding this half and deleting all of this areas. Get my edge here. Let me just select stop corners and select this edge on the middle. Make sure it's flat, but I'm gonna uncheck constrain it to mesh, and boom, you got it now fully flat. And from here I can make a mirror, so that should be mirroring my board without any problems. Now I can delete this, I don't need it. And that's how you can get the body finished without making the other or the second half manually. So let's check the sub D first. We go to the zebra stripes and remove the transparency, and you can see the flow of the edges and the fillets look great. Let's hide the reference mesh. You can see the edges are now clean and everything looks great. Let's keep going. Go to unhide and get the standard sub D. All right, now I'm gonna make something here. Let me enable the Z buffering. Now all of these edges on the center, I'm gonna select them only without the edges at the edge here. I'm not gonna select these contouring edges. I just need only inside. Okay, now this one also. Now that's great. Now make sure these are constraints. So I'm going to add constraint. Make sure you constrain this to the mesh, and I'm going to add constraint vertices and snap them. So you can see what happened here. It just snap it to the mesh. Right. Now if I just go to the distance here, you will see there are some problems that we just need to adjust. So when we go to here, you can see that it's just perfectly creased. We also have a problem here we can solve it. I'm gonna just remove this, and I'm gonna connect this guy here, maybe like that, and this one is this one, and insert something here. Okay, if we just get this a little bit here. Alright, now from here, maybe if I just selected this edge and this one, and I'm going to tell him that this is out, so the contouring are out, and now I can make my shrink wrap. So at 0, and let me show the review. Oh, let me just uncheck the mirror, unify the mirror. Got a small problem here. Now make sure these are rigid. Now go to shrink wrap, shop review, looks great, and I'm gonna press OK. Let's see the distance, it's all okay, and okay. Okay, so you can see now it's all clean and attached to the surface. Let me uncheck to constrain it to the mesh, and now I believe I can make thickness to it. Here to the mesh tools, thickness, and with the minus, maybe 1 point, or maybe 1.5. Okay, it should be with the minus, and okay, convert. Okay, that's set. Here's my solid. Let me now go to the SolidWorks tools, go to front. I'm gonna sketch here, and I believe the circles was right in there, and let's make them all equal. You choose extrude cut through all both. Now here is my part, everything looks great. Let me give it a little bit of coloring. Now here is a nice clean edges and a nice perspective of the mesh cleaning. Let me go to the section view so you can see it's just all looks clean. Alright guys, thanks for watching, see you next video.